According to Acting Governor Ray Tenorio, the government of Guam can't make ends meet, nor can it continue to pay for tax refunds, vendor payments, and obligations. Because of this, more cuts need to be made for operational spending.
The effort that we're trying to take now is to rein in the cost of government so we can pay people the money that they're owed.
And it was through the administration's Omnibus Fiscal Reform Act of 2012, submitted to Speaker Judy Wampat Tuesday afternoon, outlining a list of recommendations set by the Spending Cuts Task Force with the potential to cut up to $70 million. And while the plan has been no secret, he still expects resistance to the legislation.
There is naturally going to be resistance, I suppose, from any facet of this government that may have to suffer a little bit of some pain that's associated with downsizing. But just like the rest of the nation and the rest of the world in austere financial times, we have to look at the realities.
For the Retirement Funds Board Chairman Joe T. San Augustine, he's pleased the administration put the plan in writing. However, he still opposes the proposal that looks at an early retirement program, telling KUAM, quote, "The governor should propose something else to address these shortfalls and not rely on the retirement fund to bail him out," end quote. Guam Fire Department Fire Chief Joey San Nicolas, meanwhile, says it's unfortunate the cuts to GFD are still in the bill.
What I've been doing since the proposed cuts is again reaching out to the legislature as well as the administration and truly clarifying all the issues and making sure that all the right information is being presented. And I'm confident that I've been able to come up with an acceptable solution. And unfortunately, it didn't make it into this bill.
He, however, says that Senator Mona Silva Tyrone has made a commitment that she would advocate for GFD and offer alternatives to these cuts.
And what stuck out to me the most was the cuts that were earmarked for the Guam Fire Department, and specifically for the pay that affects the firefighters.
And it was today during the budget session in which she made an amendment to the budget bill appropriating the prospective decreased costs from the telecommunications contract to tax refunds. And once the Omnibus Spending Cuts bill is heard before lawmakers, she intends to remove the cuts to firefighters' work hours and incentive pay.
And once that's done, then I have the opportunity, when the deficit reduction plan is introduced. So far it has not been brought to the floor. It has to still go for a public hearing. So we'll follow that process. But yes, I do intend to introduce an amendment to that.
And until the bill is heard, San Nicolas says he's asking his personnel to remain the professionals that they are, along with explaining the current condition Gov Guam is currently in.
And I look forward to continuous dialogue with them to ensure we can move our department forward appropriately.
Tenorio, meanwhile, says he's open to all suggestions from lawmakers, and while some effort is being made, he hopes they take the bill seriously into consideration.
We don't want to cut jobs, but the legislature decides that they're not going to act on the proposals that are in front of them. They better come up with something better and hopefully less painful. We're doing the best we can with the money that we have, but we have to live within our means.
Reporting for Guam's News Network, I'm Ken Quintaniza.